Hey, good morning, everybody. So, yep, you caught me. I was checking out the SPY. I'm thinking right now we're sitting at 395 pre-market. Crazy important level because, as I mentioned yesterday, we rejected 395 three times. Now, what do I see happening? Let's get right into it. Let's bring up the SPY chart and let everybody know what I'm seeing in the SPY. All right, so I'm going to go back to the 2-hour chart so I get a little more range. Actually, I'd like to do about a 4-hour chart because it might give us a better feel for it. Actually, let's go for a 1-day chart because what you can see is I see a cup on handle. Okay, we gapped down off some news. This is back in June. We had that rally. We're up here now, dipping down, hit these October lows. We rebounded. Nothing goes straight up. Actually, it's too much one day. Let's go back to the 4-hour. Okay, so anyway, volume picked up. I'm looking at tech. This is the S&P. I actually think we're going higher. I think we're going to test the 398 level. So let's just go right into it. The SPY has been rejecting 398. It broke through. It went as high as 410. It quickly fell from 410. It went under 398. And then, as I mentioned, 395 was the major support down. And then we dropped to maybe 392. We actually hit 391. We're back at 395 pre-market. So I've been talking about a trader that's an OG on our SOC platform. His name is Tukhi. So a lot of people have been introduced to him over the last week, but I want everybody to get to know him a little better because he's been on fire lately. I'm going to ask him how he trades, what his strategies are, because understand, he's a younger generation. So everybody that cannot relate to me, maybe you might relate to him a little better. He'll explain what he does, what he sees, and we'll kind of talk about the differences. So let's bring him on, add him to the stream. What's up, brother? How you doing?
How's it going, Matt? How's it going? How's it going, everyone?
Good. So I just want to ask you a couple questions just so people get some of your background before we get into the SPY and what's going to happen in the market. Tell everybody how old you are, how long you've been trading, what got you into trading, and we'll keep it short so we can kind of move from topic to topic. But I want people to know more about you, and you've been on fire lately.
Yeah, 100%. Appreciate it. So actually, I'm only 18 years old right now. I've been trading roughly about for 2 to 3 years now, but educating myself in the markets for about roughly 4 years now. I actually mainly started with Matt and the team back in 349. So that's where I first kind of started my whole trading journey. But yeah, I've been trading roughly within the past couple of years, and I've really been taking it seriously for the past 2 years or so. And yeah, I really like trading SPY the most. And yeah.
Okay, excellent. So 18 years old. Now let's talk about large accounts, small accounts. You don't have to give a specific number, but what kind of funds are you trading with? Just let people understand, no matter if you're 18, if you're 28, if you're 58 and never traded, you can get involved in the market. So when you started, were you $100 in, 1,000 in? Where are you now? And what kind of sizing do you look at?
So actually, when I started, I first just started with a couple $100 in, just like most beginners usually do. And then, as always, had some beginner's luck popping in, took some W's on a couple of trades, and then account was blown, unfortunately. So we took a big L then, and then I kind of just reevaluated my L's, kind of took a step back, and then, re-educated myself, and then came and approached the market in a different sort of mindset. And then that's when I kind of started to really take things more seriously and hold myself more accountable. But as of right now, I do trade with a small account as well as a large account. So when I do, stick with my strategy, which is usually buying contracts that are out of the money, I'll just usually stack up those contracts, whether they're 3 contracts, 5 contracts, 7 contracts, or if I'm going light, I'll just go in with about 1 to 3 contracts. So I usually like to be smart about, scaling into my positions or even my sizing in my positions. So yeah, I do trade with a small account and a large account just so I can kind of, switch it off here and there.
Okay. Now, the key takeaway that I just took from your response is you said you finally started taking it seriously. So a lot of traders out there will take it seriously for 3 days, focus on the market, trade the market, make some money, and then come back later in the week or next week when they have less time and just assume they're going to get the same results. So that was a key takeaway that you said that really affects me, because it happens to me. It happens to
Yeah.
me when I'm not paying attention to the market, or I just like think I'm going to chime in for a day and make a quick $500 or $1,000. I'll be in the red, and I'll be like, how I was seeing some things so clearly. So
Yep.
it's mostly about that. Now let's talk about the contracts you buy. Okay. You mentioned you generally go out of the money. You
Correct.
like to trade the SPY or SPX, either or.
Yes. Mostly SPY,
Okay,
typically.
mostly SPY. So let's just give an example for today. The SPY closed at 393. It's sitting at 395, and we can get into like what we expect to see out of the SPY today. But what is your mindset going into the SPY? Do you have a predetermined strategy, or are you saying, let me check out these levels and I'm thinking about the following position? Let me know what your thought process is going into today.
100%. So typically, what I do with my strategy is I'll just base it off of just regular price action that we're having throughout the day, or just within previous trading days. So usually, most of my trading strategies will just be based off of different support and resistance rejects, trading off of supply and demand, trend line breaks. So usually, when I'm in my positions, I scalp them, as you know, most people may know. So I'm in and out within a very, very short period of time. Therefore, my trades, or the trades that I'm looking for, are somewhat of a smaller move, I would say, than other people would be looking for.
Okay, so quick question. So let's say you have an account. I'll just make up some money. You have a $5,000 account. You go into a trade. You're buying 3 or 4 contracts. So are you in for like a couple of $100, and then you take $50 or $60 profit on that single trade, and then you're looking for your next trade? Or do you go in a little heavier, where you're in for $700 or $800, and you're looking to scalp $200 or $300?
Yep.
Are you making $50 trades, or a couple $100 trades?
Yeah, so definitely it is possible, because with those out of the money contracts, you have an opportunity to buy those contracts at a cheaper price. So if you don't have as much buying power, or you just don't, you want to go with an alternative option, you would go with the out of the money contracts. For me, usually the thing is, what I would do is I would most of the time I'd go in to buy about 4 to 5 contracts, and then typically when I see my position is about 10 to 12%, I will do a light trim so I can secure some profits at about 10 to 12%, feel comfortable with my position, and then as we continue to go up, I'll trim my position again for profits, and when I feel that it's reasonable, I'll just close most of my position out, and then either leave a runner contract to see if I can maximize my profits, or I'll just close my position out for a reasonable profit level.
Okay, so the things I took away there, again, you're scaling in and you're scaling out. People that trade and they have $5,000 and they say, I'm going to buy SPY calls, and they go in with $5,000, are going to get severely hurt. So you must buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at a time, scale in, because we're never perfectly calling the bottom, nor are we perfectly calling the exit. So let me ask you a question. Let's go to today. The SPY is sitting at 395 pre-market. Let me just see if I can bring this up. Let's see if we can up. There we go. Okay. So the SPY is sitting here. Oh, it's 396 pre-market. So it obviously jumped, which is not a surprise.
Yep.
Let's talk about the ranges today. Now, I'm focusing on 395, which we have support. And again, I turned a little bullish yesterday because I think the market's oversold. Yes, I think we could head into recession, but I think over the past 4 days, 7 out of the last 9 days selling off. I actually think the Qs and the SPY, I'm looking for a bounce of about 3% higher between today and tomorrow. That would be my guess estimate. So I'm a short-term bull. And what about yourself?
Yep. So I can definitely agree with what you've been saying for the sell-off the past couple of days. I'm sure many people have been seeing the most of the bearish movement that we've been having throughout the markets past couple of days. Markets has just been having different scenarios where we just bleed, flush down the toilet. It's just continuous bearish moments. For this week, I know that we don't have any type of major economic events other than PPI on Friday, I believe, right,
Right.
Matt?
Mm-hmm.
So nothing really as crazy this week. volume is somewhat standard for the SPY, the average volume. So obviously when we're trading, volume is one of the biggest things that we want to keep in mind and look at, is looking at the volume, right? Seeing how the certain stocks are trading. But like you were saying, Matt, for the SPY levels, definitely agree for the sell-off. For today, we're actually up $3 pre-market about what, 250. So we jumped pre-market. So I am looking to most likely continue the movement we've been having in pre-market, and most likely go from there. Get a little bit of a reverse from all the bearish movement we've been having in the markets.
Okay, so as we enter today, and we're sitting at 396 or slightly there under pre-market, right?
Yep.
Market's going to open up. How soon after the market opens up do you trade? Now, I like to wait until at least 10:30 and the market settles, but I know a lot of people like to get in early, make these quick scalps. So since I don't follow that strategy, and I'm assuming you do, I know yourself and Romeo, you like to get in, start talking about how much green you are. So as let's say the market's going to open up right between 395 and 396. I get you're looking at indicators, but what are you looking for as far as your first entry? Are you looking for it to spike off that 395 and a half level? Let's say we open, or are you looking for like a quick dip and then you're looking at calls? Let me know about like your pre-market as the market opens strategy, what you're just thinking about. Not that you're actually going to trade these trades, but if everything follows suit and you see what you're seeing or what you expect to see, what kind of trade are you looking at? Just so people get a little kind of heads up or advantage going into today.
100%. So personally, when it comes to myself, I like to wait about 30 minutes after market open. So it'd be 7 a.m. for me. So just let the market breathe a little bit before I kind of hop on and then start, my trading day. Usually the reason for that, I just like to, I just want the market to play out for a bit and then kind of let candlesticks play out, price play out, and then see what we can do from there. But usually when it comes to my certain trades, I won't solely rely on an indicator. What I would do and what I recommend for everyone else is don't solely rely on your indicators. Use them for confirmation, right? Use them as something you can confirm to your position and, build up your confidence and say, hey, if this is doing this, this should give me more confidence in my play. If this is doing this, this should give me more confidence in my play. So when it comes to my strategy, usually what I like to do is just trade off the basics, whether that's trading off different support and resistance breaks or rejections, or trading off of supply and demand, trading off of trend line breaks. Those three different strategies, which don't seem very too advanced at all, those three strategies have been seeming to work the most effective for me. So usually when I approach the market, I'll look at my different support and resistance levels. I'll chart out different trend lines. I'll look at volume. And if different things kind of come to me and, look approachable, I'll enter the trade at, a reasonable price. I'll have my take profit level, I'll have my stop loss level, and I'll have the reason that I'm entering before I even enter the position. Because previously, when I was first a beginner trader, and I know a lot of other people do this, they just enter and trade with the trend, right? They see the price going up. Oh, I'm going to buy calls. They see the price going down. I'm going to buy puts. Yeah, that's something you can do, but it's not what you want to do at the end of the day. You want to know what the market is doing and you want to know why it's doing that. So, yeah.
Excellent points. Excellent points. So I'm going to bring up three things right now that lead into why the market could actually run a little, in my opinion. So I look at the US dollar, which was 105.50 yesterday, 2 days ago. It's back down at 105. The 10-year, which is now at 3.46, is under 3.50. And the 2-year, which was at 4.5, is now at 4.28. So as these three rates come down, our markets can go up. And then again, as Tukhi mentioned, and I've mentioned before, PPI on Friday. We also have some job numbers coming out. So what am I expecting? Well, the last two CPI reads were down. The last PPI read was down. So what am I expecting is PPI to be down and the market to actually turn bullish, understanding that next week we have CPI and we have the Fed. So if PPI goes down, CPI comes down, then people expect the Fed to say, okay, we can slow down, especially since there is some more job loss. A lot of People are losing their jobs. We are probably heading into recession. So, okay, you know what I want to do? I want to share our Discord. I'll share our Discord. You can join for 7 days right there, but I want to share your Discord. You're part of our Discord. So let me just pull that up on the screen. Let me see if I can share it with both of us. And add to stream. Oh, there we go. Okay. So again, you reached out a couple of weeks ago and you were like, hey, man, I want to contribute more. And look, we got a guest appearance. It looks like Romeo's here. So let's go to all three of us first. And then, oh, no, I don't want to be bigger than everybody else. Does this work? There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to pull up Tukhi's, I guess, last week of Discord, and we can talk about some of his trades when he talks about scaling in, scaling out, and what he's doing in that aspect. Yes, Romeo, the great one. We can see you. So what are you thinking about today's market?
Well, first of all, y'all decided to do a live stream without me. Y'all didn't even ask me to come and join you guys. All right, all right.
Would you join us?
Yeah, now I'm gonna join you. Now you want me to join you? You know now, right? Right? I see how it is. You know, we got a new young blood in here, and he decides to jump on, but you can't invite me. Okay, okay, okay.
Man, I've got no hair. You've got gray hair. So, man, we got to.
You know, there's a lot of gray hair on your face, so it's fine. You can share some of that wealth. Yeah. How you guys doing today? How you guys doing?
Good, good. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
We're talking about possible ranges in the market today because we know that the SPY sitting at 395 was either support or resistance. 398 next level. We're probably going to attack that. So my question for you is, you think we break the 398 range today? And if so, where do you see the SPY going?
The great one says SPY is going to 450 today. No, I'm joking. We are not going to 450, guys. We're not going to 450. We are definitely not going to 450. It depends, you know. I don't know what the market's going to do today. I'm being straightforward. I don't know what the market's going to do. No, but I think we are going to trade between, for the rest of the week until CPI, I believe that we're going to trade in between 390 and 398. That's my two levels that I think that we're going to trade in between. There's really nothing else for the market to really give us for it to pump or, you know, go down more right now. There's nothing out there right now. That's just my opinion. We saw 395 was like some 60 some cents yesterday, and that kind of just failed. Right now, pre-market looks pretty decent. So, you know, I think we should get a push towards 398. If that breaks, and 400 is not out of the question. You know, if that breaks, 400 is not out of the answer. So that's just what I'm thinking. But, you know, you guys are the great ones, right? Like, you know, you guys, you know, are doing these streams. So you guys should tell me what's going to happen.
All right, I'm going to give you my bullish prediction. My bullish prediction is we're back at the same levels we were right before the Fed had their so-called pivot. And we're actually going to go and we're going to break the 400 level. And it's going to happen tomorrow. We might even touch it today, but it's going to happen tomorrow. And I see us going back to 404 end of week. That's just my bullish prediction. Tukhi, what are you thinking, man? If you had to guess, I know you trade off the ranges. In fact, both of you trade so similar using the candlesticks, the ranges, the reversals, which is why you guys are just killing it lately because the indicators are there in the market. I hear you on your live stream, Romeo, and Romeo goes live 2 times a week, maybe 3 times a week in the morning, gives out these early trades. Tukhi's been coming in. He's a West Coaster, so he comes in a little later. And me, I like to sit on the sidelines until I see clear market direction or see exactly what I'm seeing. So we have a great diversity of people on our Discord, and we're hoping people join. 7 trial days for free. Again, you get multiple aspects of what people are thinking. So it's not like a bullish or a bearish room. We're following the trend lines, and we're giving philosophy or psychology about the market. So, Tukhi, what are your thoughts, man? Let's say bull case and bear case for the week. What's the high and the low to end the week?
So honestly, I was pretty bearish going into this week, just considering, you know, the market conditions that we were honestly experiencing throughout the week. As of today, we had a nice pop up, and our market's honestly probably trying to recover as of now. Futures are up about 0.60%. Dollars looking pretty bearish as well. So, when the dollar is going down, SPY is going to go up. Usually those sectors trade the opposite of each other. So dollar is looking pretty bearish as of lately. So obviously that means SPY is going to start having some upside movement. Right now we're at 395.50 area. So personally, I'm gonna go with you, Matt, on that one. I honestly think we'll go and head to around those 400 levels. If not, let me see. We're at 395.50. So possibly the even high 390s, 398s, 399s, and then worst case scenario for our bearish levels, I'd say we'd probably be hitting worst case scenario 392s, 390s.
Yep.
That's where I'm kind of at right now and watching, but most of my positions
we're
are
all
just
in the
quick
same
scalp.
range then. I mean, I completely agree with Romeo. I think 391, what we saw 391.97 yesterday. And again, market conditions are a little stronger today. And here's what I've been taking lately. I actually look at the Chinese market, and our market used to lead the way. So if the SPY and the Qs went up 3%, you'd see China go up 3% overnight. However, lately I've seen China kind of leading the way, where like the Chinese market will drop 6%, our futures will be flat, then our market will drop 3%. So if that is the case, China yesterday, the Hang Seng was extremely bullish. It did one of these where it just opened up, dipped the smallest, went higher, and just pushed higher all day. So that's kind of what I'm anticipating today. People are going to be like, oh, I'm not believing this pre-market hype. This is bullshit. The market sells off every time it spikes. It sells off. So I'm just going to buy puts again. Now, that strategy is probably going to work until it doesn't. It was the same way when the market turned bull rally. I was buying calls on dips, and it worked all the way until Monday and Tuesday of this week when it no longer worked, and I took the loss twice, Monday and Tuesday. So I stayed away from trading yesterday. It's another key. Took the loss 2 days in a row, stayed away from trading on Wednesday because I wasn't seeing it clear. So that was my thing. That's why I'm going to ease into it this morning on Thursday, see if I can follow what's going on. But anything else you guys want to add?
I think that we might get that little, we might get a little dip in right after, opening. I wouldn't be surprised if we see about 390 yesterday's close area. I wouldn't be surprised. And then that little reversal. It all depends. Like I think the first 5 minutes will kind of give us an indicator of, what the market's going to try to do. So, for the traders that, that want to kind of sit out for a little bit, I was, 5 minutes afterwards, you kind of have an idea of how the market's going to react. Tukes, you're gonna need some coffee, man. Like you need some energy.
I know, man. I know.
I guess after yesterday's live stream, yeah, you definitely need some coffee there. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. You need some coffee.
Yeah, man.
I don't even know what time it is over there. And Matt's already drinking vodka.
That would be
early in the morning. You're drinking vodka.
Oh, I wish I could, man. I'm not a heavy drinker. One shot and I'll be out. So lately we have been seeing a dip after open. Even when futures are green, let's go back 4 straight days. And yes, the market's beaten up 7 of the last 9 days. But we see when futures are green, what do? They wait about 10 to 15 to 20 minutes max before they sell off. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. If futures are up here and then we dip, I'm going to look for the support level. If the dip isn't so bad, then I'm going to go with my strategy number 1, that we just get stronger as the day progresses. So that's what I'm looking at.
And for December, like I'm still telling you guys, in December, we will see 385. We will see 385. I think by sometime next week, we'll see 385 before we have that little so-called Santa rally. But I even think that we might even go a little bit lower than 385. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you guys right now. And I said this on the 27th of November when the SPY was around 402. I said, be careful going long. Be cautious. 410, 411 we might see, and then we might get that little drop. And we got a $19 drop almost from that 410 mark, right? I said that we're going to probably get like a $20
I think it was a 3-day drop. I think it was 3 days, 4.5 to 5% drop. So yeah, you nailed that. And I remember it was like a whole long paragraph, a couple paragraphs. And then you also posted it on Webull, and I think you also posted it on Mumu, and you maybe even posted it on Twitter. So if you're not following Romeo on any of those 3 platforms, some people follow me. If you're not following you, I would follow all 3 of us. Again, we each add something different. Romeo loves to talk about specific numbers. When I talk about ranges, I'm like, okay, 395, 398. When you listen to Romeo talk about ranges, he's like 394, 87 to 88. I mean, it's very specific levels he's looking for. So if you're struggling in the market and you're wondering, these guys talk about support and resistance, what the hell is that? You should join our Discord. Pay attention because Romeo gives very specific levels. So when you see it bounce off the specific level that he's saying, and I'll give an example, like, I mentioned that 395 would be a ceiling yesterday, but sometimes when we approach a ceiling, we sometimes break by 20, 40, 60 cents before quickly dropping. So yesterday when we hit the 395.60 level, we quickly rejected it, and we rejected 395 twice before that. So 395, which was rejection, could turn into support. Romeo thinks we're touching 393 today before we go up. And let's remember, rarely does the market go straight up or down. So if I had to pick 396, we open at 396.40. We drop quickly, right? Maybe 394, 393 level. And then see what market
I mean, or it could just rip, it could just rip and not even come back down, right? We can see that it's happened before. I will be playing the Qs today. I know Tukhi is going to play the SPY, so I'll be playing the Qs.
Yeah.
I'll be live streaming in about 15 minutes on our.
All right, sweet, bro. Sweet. So excited about that. So I happen to like the Qs as well, but I'm looking at TQQQ because I want the most intense profit I can get today. And I actually thought Microsoft, Meta, I saw Netflix has some support. I think Netflix popped from like, what was it, 255 all the way up to like 315 and then came back a little. All serious players have to consolidate, but when they consolidate, they pop even higher. Lately, I've been looking at materials. I'm going to mention 3 stocks and let's see if you guys have any stocks that you're looking at. My material plays are AA, which is Alcoa. I've mentioned that probably 4 times in the last week. In and out, secure profit. It's up 2.5% pre-market, I believe. Cleveland Cliffs, CLF, and then US Steel, which is just X. So that's where I'm focused right now, materials. And I also like energy because I think energy is dipped. So I'll look at the XLE lately. And I actually might take a bullish position because the outflow on the XLE for the last 3 days when the market's been getting crushed has been pretty significant. And oil's at $72 a barrel, which I think it will go higher because it's cold in Europe. So cold in Europe, I'm looking for $80 a barrel.
Yeah. For XLE, I'm actually looking for if it get to 80, between 80 and 82, I might take a long position for a couple months out. It's almost there for me to get into a long position on XLE.
Bullish position, correct?
Yeah, it's a bullish position.
Okay. No. And Tukhi, any stocks or other indices that you're looking at or focusing on today?
Typically, I'm all SPY, to be honest, brother. And then usually when it just comes to those longer term investments, that's when I'll obviously, diversify my portfolio and look at different things. But usually when I am trading, mainly just focusing on SPY, Apple, and Tesla. And I honestly recommend having, your stock watch list or stocks that very tight, like a family of stocks. Matt actually taught me that. Have like a family of stocks that you can watch over, get comfortable with, know how they move, know the different price ranges. And if you can do that each and every single day, that will make you a lot more comfortable with trading the stock and, having the knowledge to trade the stock. Because if you're approaching a stock you've never traded before, most of the time you're not going to know the price ranges, how it's moving, this and that. If you're trading a stock each and every single day, it's kind of like dribbling the same basketball every single day. You're going to get better at it.
Sweet.
Maybe.
Just because you dribble the basketball doesn't mean you're going to get better. Awesome. So Romeo will be going live in 15 minutes. I see a question here. What are all your social media handles? Maybe we could get that added under and we'll pin it. So anybody that's curious and wants to follow, we'll get our Weeble, our Mumu, our Twitter handles up, things like that. Quays with Romeo. He thinks SPY 385s coming Tuesday at the latest. So again, people think the market is still bearish. I think it's kind of oversold the past 3 days. So I'm actually looking for a 3% bounce. And here's the thing, PPI on Friday, CPI next week, and Fed. And we know the market likes to read into things like that. So I'm thinking Well, they pushed it to 410. That was big money pushing it to 410. So I actually think we're going back to 406 before we potentially drop. Romeo says 385 is potentially going to happen sometime in December. We are now in December. So before the Santa rally, or maybe instead of the Santa rally. And Tukhi, long-term outlook, man. What are you, bear, bull? What do you think? Or you're just on the sidelines?
Longer term bull. To be honest, after we get done with all this recession and all the nasty movement we've been having, within the market. So long term, I'm definitely bullish, but I definitely do think short to medium term, we still have a lot to come for the bear side.
Okay, so still volatility. Okay, cool check. Big supporter. They're all tagged in the morning watch list. So if you check out the morning watch list, you can find all of Tukhi's information, all of Romeo's information. So this is great. Yeah, and we're going to do the social media. Yeah, we'll mention them also, of course. You guys want to mention your stuff?
Yeah. If you guys want to go follow me on TikTok, usually that's where I'm most active, posting different educational information, different types of motivational content. It's literally just Tukhi Trading, Tukhi Trading.
Okay. And I think you also have a YouTube channel. So if you're
do.
following us here, you could follow. We'll see if we can, or maybe he'll make a comment and pin his YouTube. Romeo, any leads there?
TheGreat1.com. Don't go there. I don't know who's that. I don't know who it is. No,
I'm gonna get hit up.
Typing it away right now, real quick. No, it's a SOC platform, baby. That's it. One brand. Let's go.
All right, so Romeo's going live in about 14 minutes at 9:15 a.m. It's right there, soc-platform.com. You can also get automated feeds. We have our Discord. We have the Flow and Algos room, so we can see what big money's doing. These are the same tools that other platforms like Unusual Wells and charges, $80, $100 a month. We offer those same tools. Understand, it's all the same as Wall Street uses. We can do those same searches, and it's helpful. So thank you so much, Tukhi. I appreciate it. I know it's early, man. Romeo.
Yeah, I gotta go. They're coming after me. They're coming after me, people. I gotta go.
All right, excellent, man. See you guys later. See you on Discord. Everybody that wants to join us, we're right below. And have a great trading day, everybody.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Romeo.